And during the few moments that we have left, we want to have just an off-the-cuff chat between you and me. Us. We want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Alright, I was going to do this video kind of talking about a girl I know, but in finding out that I got a couple of people who I know who listen to my videos, I'm going to do this one because I think this video would really help them out more so than anything else. But I plan on doing this video anyway, so kind of two birds with one stone. Alright, so I want to talk about consequences of your decisions and knowing the repercussions of them. So there's this girl who I'm friends with, and she posts on Facebook all of this stuff talking about how she doesn't understand why all guys want sex. She doesn't understand why men are just so driven to try to get in her pants. She wants to be taken out. She wants to be treated like a princess. She wants to be, wined and dined, to put it most simply. But here's the thing. She has engaged in hoe behavior. Okay? And her reputation has spread like wildfire. Okay? And now she's all upset. Because, see, she's so upset about how men treat her now that she's actually posting on Facebook screenshots of men asking her for sex. And if you don't know her, then you would think that all men are just foul, men are out of control, blah, 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 blah. Here's the problem. You can't cheat on 2 or 3 boyfriends with pretty much, I don't know, at least half of the guys at every party you go to and expect there to be no repercussions, expect guys not to say anything to other guys, and especially not to think that girls wouldn't say anything to other girls about your behavior. Like, I'm not going to put this chick out there as far as her name, but, I knew her boyfriend, one of her boyfriends, personally, and he would always sit here and say, yeah, we're together, blah, 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 and she was seemingly kind of faithful when she was with him, but near the end of their relationship, she started to act like she wasn't in a relationship, and I was kind of like, are you still dating, oh boy? And she was like, oh, yeah, she kind of had that, we're probably like on a break kind of attitude, or, what have you. And then they eventually broke up. So then, I went to him and asked him, I'm like, hey, how come you and so-and-so broke up? And he's like, oh, it just wasn't working out. And, I'm pretty sure she wasn't faithful. And then he named some other things and then said on top of that there were other things. So, they broke up and they never got back together. Well, come to find out, again, from him, that she got into a relationship with this other guy. And not only that, but she was cheating on him with this other guy. So she was cheating on her, ex-boyfriend with her, at this point, current boyfriend. And he was kind of going off. He was like, well, he can have her. And if he thinks she's going to be faithful to him, then, he should learn a lesson from how she treated me and blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I was kind of like, all right, maybe he's just venting, whatever. So fast forward a couple weeks, months, I forget how long it was, sorry. And she's at a party that I was invited to. And like every guy is copping a feel, every guy is trying to get with her, blah, blah. And she is just entertaining the hell out of it. Every guy thinks that they have a shot. And the room starts to become divided when it comes to her. You got the guys who think they have a shot, laying it on thick. You're just, everyone's bringing their best game to her. Just, hey, how about, what's up? We should be come over, Netflix and chill. Just everything. And then the good guys are kind of like, ooh, she's cute, but I'm not trying to date the town bicycle, etc. and so forth. So then that happens, And then all the girls are the same way. You know, the girls are walking around like she's such a hoe, she's so easy. Look at her sledding around, blah 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 blah. And then her actual friends are saying, you know, why is she doing this? You know, this is looking bad for her personality, etc. and so forth. You know, they're really trying to kind of do damage control, for lack of better words. So, you know, again, word spreads amongst other men and women, and now she has this reputation for being easy. Not only that, but she slept with a few guys without any challenge or without making them prove themselves worthy of, you know, a relationship or anything else. Just did it because whatever her reasons were. Well, again, that spread like wildfire on top of her already easy behavior. And now all these guys are coming out the woodwork who are friends of friends who are friends of friends. You know, they're asking to get in her pants. And now she's mad. You know, because she wants to be wined and dined and treated like a princess when she's not been acting like a princess. You know what I'm saying? And to make matters even more comical, there is one guy who's treating her like an absolute princess. And long story short, I think it was this past Valentine's Day, and I'm getting the secondhand information, but apparently he set up this nice Valentine's Day evening with chocolates, and I think he got wine, had a dinner, either dinner plans. I don't think it's a reservation, but definitely had dinner plans. And she stood him up to go sleep with some other dude. And it's like, oh my goodness, you know. But she's still on Facebook talking about, men are dogs, men are, just thirsty. They want, all they want is sex. And it's like, you don't think that after you giving it away for free that men are now going to pay for it just because, you know? And that's something I want to tell to the 3 ladies who are listening to this, is that, there are consequences to your behavior, right? If you give the milk away for free, who's going to want to buy the cow? To put it in a agricultural analogy, and here's a little side issue when it comes to men. See, men, we evaluate each other. And if you give a guy who isn't really of value in the eyes of other guys, if you give it to him because he had a nice Affliction shirt, he smelled good, his hair looked like Justin Bieber's, something superficial and stupid like that, then that guy who once maybe thought highly of you or thought, fairly decent of you, now he does not think anything of you. He now thinks if she's dumb enough to sleep with that guy, then this is a free throw. Like, I shouldn't even have to try. I should literally just walk up, tap her on the shoulder, and say, "Hey, me and you, my house, such and such time, let's go." And that's the way guys look at it. Because if you're dumb enough to sleep with the other guy, and the guy who now is wanting to solicit you for sex is like, that guy was a piece of crap, and I'm way better than him, therefore I shouldn't even have to try. Then that's when you get the 1 a.m. text messages saying, "Hey, come over, we can watch Netflix and chill, we can watch Hulu and hang," and it's like, and then girls want to get mad, like, "I'm not that kind of girl." Actually, you are, according to, I don't know, everyone we know. So, this is what I want to warn girls about, is, you cannot fall for those lies of feminism saying that, oh, it's a woman's right to sleep around. She should be able to, spread her legs as far apart as she can possibly get them, but she's still a princess. Like, so, that's a lie. That's not going to happen. If you spread your legs enough, you will be treated like a girl who spreads her legs a lot. That's just how it is. Why? Because men are the ones who determine appropriate behavior of women. And just like women are the ones who determine what appropriate behavior is for men. And when you give it away for free, what you're telling men is, foul, disgusting behavior is acceptable. And what I mean by that is if you just go around sleeping with any kind of guy, that brings the standard of what a quality man is so far down that that's when you get the foul text messages, the blunt, hey, why don't you come over here and hop on this? See, that's when all that comes into play. So if you really want a quality guy, you have to carry yourself like a quality woman. Like, you just can't let guys touch on you. You can't let guys, just be disgusting. You have to say, hey, that's unacceptable, and I would appreciate it if you don't do that. Because what you're now doing is you're now saying to the guys who think that they can just walk up and hit it, it's going to take work. It's going to be, you're not just going to tap me on the shoulder and then get a free lay tonight or for the weekend or whatever. And you're going to weed out a lot of the bad guys, because that's why they're bad guys. They go for the easy lay. They don't go for the tough shot. They just want to try to walk up, hit a 3-pointer, then go sit on the bench. They're not trying to win the game, And then your decent guys, they're going to go, oh, so I actually do have to put forth some effort. I actually do have to get to know her as a person. I actually do have to work at it. And that actually increases your value. And that makes guys want to wine you and dine you, find out what your likes and dislikes are, so they can make, a evening according to your likes and dislikes and what you find interesting and what you like. That's how you do it. You have to make men work for it, because if you don't make men work for it, they're not going to produce. And that's when you get the, hit it and quit it. That's when you get the pickup artists. That's when you get, the guys who just, they just, don't really care, and as sad as that may be, that is what it is. And that's part of the reason why there's such a lack of quality men nowadays. It's because, sex is all over television. It's all over media. It's all over everything. And, feminist culture is teaching women, just sleep around. Don't have any discretion. Be like the guys, even though guys aren't like that, but that's what they teach you. Be like the guys. It's your right. It's your freedom, blah, 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 blah. But then they want to turn right around and get mad when girls are treated like hoes. Girls get pregnant and the men walk out. Girls are treated like sex objects. And then they want to sit here and talk about how bad men are. It's like, you can't do that. You cannot be a hoe and also be the princess. You know what I'm saying? Like, Prince Charming does not want to wife up the town bicycle. And it's terrible that college is telling girls that, because then they sit here and get this chip on their shoulder and think that all men are the same, and blah, it literally parabolically increases the problems and the emotional effects of women and men too, just in a different way. Because here's how it affects men. Men now think that they're not responsible for any one woman, and then I don't know how many videos I have to make on what happens when men aren't responsible, but just men aren't responsible, men don't take care of stuff, and then the amount of damage that creates is off the charts, and then women's reaction to that's always going to be emotional, which that increases the damage done. And then, the kids who are raised in these broken households start to think all these type of things that are absolutely toxic, and then they carry them into their relationships. Then they're wondering why they're not working, because of all the stuff that quote unquote mom and dad did or didn't do, or what mom did. Again, it goes off of the charts. So I think I pretty much made my point here, but it's just, ladies, you can't be, a lady of the night and be Cinderella, because men value women based off of their beauty, off of their purity, and if you're not of value to a guy, then they're going to treat you like that, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, men are valued off of, how men are valued off of what they can provide for a woman. Will they protect the woman? Are they willing to lead, guide, and direct? And as much as college wants to tell you that that's not what women value, that actually is. But, and that's what makes men act accordingly. And when you undermine that, then men's behavior becomes as decadent as I mentioned before. That's when the 2 a.m. Netflix and chill texts start coming in. The Hulu and hangs. And then you want to sit here and wonder, well, why do all men want sex? It's like, well, what has your behavior been? But, that's just my advice to you. It's just, Prince Charming does not want the town bicycle as his queen. So anyway, that's my video. John from the Gen XY.